name is Studi Rana. I was team coordinator for the third project. So I assigned the task for this assignment, and I basically switched everything so that way that everyone who did the ARM programming last week, they got to do the parallel this week, and then vice versa, so everyone kind of got to learn. I also helped work on the ARM assembly task, and then I put the report together. So one big thing I learned this week was the importance of time management when working together as a group. Since last week was our midterm, we agreed to postpone meeting until this week so that everyone could just focus on preparing for the midterm. However, in doing so, I felt that we were a bit more pressed for time this week than in the previous projects. I also learned some interesting things about ARM assembly, such as how the assembler behaves when manipulating different variables, like using signed versus unsigned integers. I think now I'm really beginning to think in terms of relating the x86 language that we're learning in class to the ARM assembly programming that we're learning in these projects. And I see like the different similarities and differences between the two. This will help me in the future kind of change the way I think, so I'm not stuck thinking in just one language that I'm really used to, like Java right now. And this will ultimately push me out of my comfort zone and make it easier for me to think in different languages, both high level and low level, so that I can be more flexible in future jobs. Most challenging this week was definitely just making schedules work out and time management, because it was just a hectic week overall. Also, we got a bit tripped up when it came to troubleshooting without crashing the whole program, but together we were able to figure it all out, and both tasks ran smoothly.
Hello, my name is Alif Dastagir. My task for this assignment was to work on the foundation questions for the parallel programming. I also worked on the first part of the parallel programming and then took screenshots and explained the screenshots and sent them in for the report. I've learned about running loops, for loops in this parallel programming, and I've learned how to work and split between threads the workloads for the for loop. I'll apply what I've learned in the parallel programming to work and help on the future projects. The best moment was like actually understanding what the parallel program did and getting it to work. The hardest part was getting time to work on the project because it was midterm week and we all had to study for our midterms and we didn't get time to meet up and stuff.
Hi, my name is Peter. My duty was to work on ARM and upload the YouTube videos, and from this assignment I learned that how ARM takes a median value and how it differs from x86. And I would say the most challenging part was actually the timing for to get the whole group together to finish a project, because we all have midterms and other tests. So it was like really like time consuming. And I would say the best part is actually learning about ARM, since I never learned ARM before, and doing more practice in the projects will make me learn more about ARM and how much it's different from x86. The assignment will help me in the future, because I know now like the difference between x86 and ARM in terms of receiving a median value, thus that it will make me program easier and smoother without creating errors.
Hi, my name is Ethan Dritz, and my role in this assignment was to also work on the second part of the ARM programming. So that was largely handling different values and different data types. And to that, it was somewhat of a challenge trying to transition between x86 and ARM. x86 has a way of hiding a lot of the things it's doing in the background, where ARM you have to explicitly state everything. And also a few little differences. So it was a little jarring to swap between x86 mode and ARM mode. So just like how, for instance, ARM, a word is 32 bits, meanwhile in x86 it's 16. So being able to remember little things like that went a long way. Let's see, understanding ARM is kind of important. I can definitely use it later on, because that really shows and demonstrates how a computer works.
My name is Jamal Ashby, and I worked on the second part of parallel programming. And what I learned was how to better navigate the terminal and how to let threads handle chunks of work by dividing the work between each other. I looked over some of the ARM assembly programming and learned that when you declare a variable in the .data section, the signed and unsigned doesn't come into play until it's actually loaded in the .text section, and this is different in comparison to x86, where in the .data section, signed and unsigned comes into play earlier. The most challenging moment was trying to understand how thread split work between each other, and I plan to use this in future projects by furthering my understanding of memory allocation and understanding how threads can split a task.